There are people in this world who move with a quiet kindness, who speak gently, who give more than they take, and who seem to carry an almost unnatural level of patience. They are the ones who listen when others talk, who forgive when others hold grudges, and who choose peace when chaos would be easier. Most people mistake this softness for weakness. They assume that because these individuals are kind, they are incapable of being anything else. But that assumption couldn't be further from the truth. Because hidden beneath that calm exterior is something far more powerful: discipline, awareness, and a deep understanding of both light and darkness. These individuals are not weak, they are restrained. They are not naive, they are observant. And when pushed beyond their limits, when their boundaries are repeatedly disrespected, they don't simply react, they transform. What you're about to discover are the 9 signs that reveal why the kindest souls are often the most dangerous when provoked. They choose peace, not because they're weak, but because they're strong. Chosen ones do not avoid conflict because they are afraid. They avoid it because they understand the cost, not just on the surface level, but at a deeper, almost spiritual level that most people never take the time to consider. They have seen how quickly words can turn into wounds, how pride can escalate situations beyond repair, and how a single moment of uncontrolled emotion can undo years of trust and connection. They are fully aware that once certain lines are crossed, there is no returning to what once was. Because of this awareness, they make a conscious decision to step back, to breathe, to let things pass that others would immediately react to. They walk away from arguments that could easily consume them. They stay silent when provoked, and they let things slide, not because they lack the ability to respond, but because they possess the discipline not to. That discipline is not weakness, it is refined strength. It is the kind of strength that comes from understanding oneself deeply enough to know that not every battle is worth fighting. However, this does not mean they will tolerate disrespect indefinitely. There comes a point when their peace is no longer honored, when their silence is mistaken for submission, and when their patience is taken as permission. In that moment, something shifts. The same person who once chose calm will stand their ground with an intensity that feels almost unrecognizable. Their response is not fueled by impulse, but by a clear and unwavering decision that enough is enough. And when that line is crossed, the strength they reveal is not loud or reckless. It is controlled, firm, and deeply rooted. That is why it shocks people, because those who mistake their peace for weakness never expect the power that lies beneath it. 2. They observe everything, even when they say nothing. While others are busy reacting, speaking without thinking, and allowing their emotions to dictate their behavior, chosen ones operate differently. They watch, they listen, they absorb. In rooms filled with noise, they are often the quietest presence, not because they have nothing to say, but because they are choosing to understand before they respond. They notice patterns that others overlook, subtle shifts in tone, inconsistencies in behavior, and the unspoken tension that lingers beneath conversations. They read between the lines, picking up on what is not being said just as much as what is. Their silence is not emptiness, it is a space filled with awareness, analysis, and understanding. This makes them incredibly perceptive, often able to anticipate actions and outcomes before they unfold. Because of this, when they are finally pushed to respond, their words are not scattered or emotional. They are precise, deliberate, and often impossible to argue against because they are rooted in careful observation. They do not lash out blindly or react impulsively like others might. Instead, they strike with clarity, addressing the core of the issue rather than the surface-level noise. This level of awareness gives them an advantage that many people underestimate. It means they are rarely caught off guard, rarely manipulated, and rarely fooled for long. And when someone pushes them too far, expecting a careless or emotional reaction, they are met instead with a response that is sharp, focused, and deeply informed. That is what makes them dangerous when provoked, not because they are aggressive, but because they see everything. And once they decide to act on what they have seen, their actions carry a weight that cannot be easily dismissed or undone. 3. They have a long fuse, but once it burns out, there is no return. These individuals are patient to a fault, often extending grace far beyond what most people would consider reasonable. They give second chances, third chances, and sometimes even more, not because they are naive, but because they genuinely try to understand. They look for reasons behind people's behavior, they consider different perspectives, and they hold on to the belief that people can grow and change. Their empathy allows them to tolerate situations that others would walk away from much earlier. But this patience, while admirable, is not infinite. Every moment of understanding, every overlooked mistake, and every forgiven offense slowly adds to an invisible threshold. And while it may seem like nothing is happening on the surface, something is quietly building beneath. Then, when that limit is finally reached, the shift is undeniable. It is not loud, dramatic, or chaotic. There is no explosion, no heated argument, no desperate attempt to be heard. Instead, it is calm, it is final. They stop engaging, stop explaining, and stop investing their energy altogether. They withdraw in a way that feels absolute, as if a door has been quietly but permanently closed. What makes this so powerful is the contrast. The same person who once tried so hard to understand suddenly becomes distant and unreachable, and there is no going back, because by the time they reach that point, they have already processed everything internally. They have already made peace with their decision, that silence becomes louder than any confrontation ever could, leaving others to realize, often too late, that they have lost access to someone who once gave them endless chances. They don't seek revenge, but they believe in consequences. Chosen ones are not driven by petty emotions or the need to get even. They do not sit in the shadows plotting revenge or wasting energy trying to bring others down to their level. That kind of thinking does not align with who they are or how they move through life. However, this does not mean they are passive or that they allow people to mistreat them without response. They understand a deeper truth that many overlook. Every action carries a consequence, whether immediate or delayed. They trust this principle, not as something they need to enforce emotionally, but as something that naturally unfolds when boundaries are crossed repeatedly. When someone disrespects them, manipulates them, or takes advantage of their kindness, they do not react with chaos or vengeance. Instead, they respond with clarity and decisiveness. They enforce boundaries in a way that ensures the behavior will not be tolerated again. This might mean distancing themselves, cutting ties, or simply refusing to engage any further. Their response is not fueled by anger, but by self-respect, and that makes it far more powerful. Because when someone acts out of anger, their actions can be unpredictable and easily dismissed. But when someone acts out of self-respect, their decisions are firm, intentional, and difficult to challenge. In many cases, the consequence is simply the loss of access to them, the loss of their presence, their support, and their energy. And that loss often hits harder than any form of revenge ever could. It forces people to confront the impact of their actions without the distraction of drama, leaving them to sit with the reality of what they have caused. Their kindness is intentional, not automatic. They are kind because they choose to be, not because they are unaware of the alternatives. Chosen ones understand cruelty on a level that many do not. They have seen it, experienced it, and in some cases endured it in ways that have shaped who they are today. They know what it feels like to be misunderstood, overlooked, or mistreated. And instead of allowing those experiences to harden them completely, they make a conscious decision to rise above them. Their kindness is not naive or blind, it is deliberate. It comes from a place of strength, not weakness. They know they could respond differently. They know they could be cold, distant, or even harsh, but they choose not to because they value who they are and the energy they bring into the world. This is what makes their kindness so powerful. It is not given freely without thought, it is extended with awareness. And because of that, it carries weight. However, this also means that their kindness has limits. When it is taken for granted, ignored, or repeatedly disrespected, they do not hesitate to reevaluate. Just as they consciously chose to be kind, they can consciously choose to withdraw that kindness. And when they do, it is not done out of spite, but out of alignment with their self-worth. The absence of their kindness often reveals just how valuable it was, leaving others to realize that what they once had access to was never guaranteed. It was given, intentionally by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. 6. They carry deep emotional strength. While others crumble under pressure, chosen ones endure in ways that are not always visible to the outside world. Their strength is not loud, not performative, and not something they feel the need to constantly prove. It is quiet, deeply rooted, and built over time through experiences that have tested them in ways most people cannot fully understand. They have faced hardships that forced them to grow beyond their comfort zones, moments where they had to hold themselves together when everything around them seemed to be falling apart. They have been broken, not just once, but multiple times. And each time they found a way to rebuild, not into the same version of themselves, but into something stronger, wiser, and more self-aware. This process has taught them patience, resilience, and most importantly, control. That is why they do not react impulsively to every challenge or emotional trigger. They have already learned, often the hard way, that reacting without thought can lead to regret, while responding with awareness can lead to growth. Their emotional strength allows them to sit with discomfort, to process pain without immediately projecting it onto others, and to remain grounded even in chaotic situations. However, this same depth of strength also means that when they do act, it is not superficial or fleeting. It comes from a place of certainty, built on reflection and understanding. When they finally decide to speak, to step away, or to confront a situation, their actions carry a weight that is difficult to ignore. It is not driven by temporary emotion, but by a deeper alignment with their values and boundaries. And that kind of action is not easily shaken, because it is not reactive, it is intentional. This is what makes them formidable when pushed too far. Their strength is not just about endurance, it is about knowing exactly when and how to act after enduring. They value boundaries more than approval. At first, chosen ones may try to keep the peace at all costs. They may go out of their way to maintain harmony, to avoid conflict, and to ensure that everyone around them feels comfortable and understood. They may overextend themselves, saying yes when they want to say no, giving more than they receive, and prioritizing the needs of others above their own. This often comes from a place of empathy and a genuine desire to create balance in their relationships. However, over time, through experience and sometimes painful lessons, they come to understand a critical truth. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to them. Not everyone will appreciate their efforts, and not everyone will respect their presence. This realization marks a turning point. They begin to shift their focus inward, recognizing that their energy, time, and emotional availability are valuable resources that must be protected. They start to set boundaries, not as walls to shut people out, but as standards to protect what matters to them. And once they fully embrace this mindset, everything changes. They stop explaining themselves to those who refuse to understand. They stop seeking approval from people who do not see their worth. They stop overextending for the sake of being liked. Instead, they become selective, intentional, and unapologetic about who they allow into their space. And if someone disrespects their boundaries, they do not hesitate to act. They do not argue endlessly or try to convince others to change. They simply adjust their level of access, sometimes cutting ties completely and permanently. This can be surprising to those who were used to their earlier version, the one who tolerated more and asked for less. But this change is not sudden. It is earned. It is the result of growth, self-awareness, and the understanding that true peace comes not from pleasing others, but from respecting oneself. They are slow to anger, but their anger is controlled and precise. Unlike those who react instantly to frustration or inconvenience, chosen ones rarely show anger. It takes a significant amount of pressure, repeated disrespect, or deeply crossed boundaries to bring them to that point. They are not easily triggered because they have learned to regulate their emotions and to view situations from multiple perspectives before responding. This makes their calmness appear almost unshakable, as if nothing can truly disturb them. But this does not mean they are incapable of anger. It simply means they do not express it carelessly. When they do become angry, it is not chaotic, explosive, or uncontrolled. It is focused, it is deliberate, and it is rooted in clarity rather than confusion. They do not raise their voice just to be heard, nor do they throw words around without meaning. Instead, they choose their words carefully, often saying less but meaning more. Their actions, too, reflect this precision. They do not act out of impulse, they act with intention, ensuring that whatever they do aligns with their sense of self-respect and purpose. This kind of anger can be far more intimidating than any loud outburst, because it carries a sense of control that cannot be easily dismissed. There is no room for misinterpretation, no unnecessary drama, just a clear message that a boundary has been crossed and will not be crossed again. For those on the receiving end, this can feel unsettling because it lacks the chaos they might expect. There is no emotional confusion to exploit, no weakness to manipulate. Only a calm, unwavering presence that makes it clear that the situation has shifted. And once that shift happens, it is rarely reversed, because their anger is not about the moment. It is about the pattern that led to it. 9. They know their worth, and they will not compromise it. Perhaps the most defining, and in many ways the most powerful trait of chosen ones is their deep and unshakable sense of self-worth. This is not something that develops overnight, nor is it something that comes easily. It is built over time through experiences that force them to confront who they are, what they deserve, and what they are no longer willing to tolerate. They have likely gone through phases of self-doubt, moments where they questioned their value or allowed others to define it for them. But through growth, reflection, and often hardship, they come to a clear understanding of themselves. They know what they bring to the table, their loyalty, their depth, their resilience, their presence, and they recognize that these qualities are not common. Because of this, they do not feel the need to beg for respect, chase validation, or prove their worth to those who cannot see it. When someone disrespects them, manipulates them, or attempts to diminish their value, they do not engage in endless arguments or desperate attempts to be understood. They do not lower themselves to compete for attention or approval. Instead, they make a decision. They walk away. And that decision, while quiet, carries immense power. It is not driven by pride or ego, but by clarity. They understand that staying in environments where they are not valued is a form of self-betrayal, and they refuse to participate in that. Their departure is often calm, composed, and without unnecessary explanation. But its impact is profound, because when someone who truly knows their worth removes themselves, it creates a void that cannot be easily filled. It forces others to confront what they have lost, not through confrontation, but through absence. And that absence often speaks louder than anything they could have said. So if you've recognized yourself in these signs, understand this: you are not too soft, you are not too kind, and you are certainly not weak. Your ability to remain peaceful in a chaotic world is a strength most people will never understand. But never forget, your kindness should never come at the cost of your self-respect. And those who mistake your silence for weakness will eventually learn the truth when it's too late. This is the Woman of Light channel. If this message found you at the exact moment you needed it, take it as a sign. And if you feel called to it, type 1111 in the comments section as a symbol of alignment and divine timing. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more messages like this, because sometimes the right words at the right time can change everything. Thank you for watching.